When I big chopped, I was so frustrated one night because I was seeing two different hair textures and it was difficult to manage. I went into the bathroom and I just chopped off the chemically treated ends because I wanted those ends to be gone ASAP. My thinking going into this process was basically, so I know what my hair looks like while it's straight. I want to see if I can accept myself with a different hair type regardless of what the hair type looks like. And if I don't like it, if I can't accept it, then I'll just go back to straightening my hair. Thank you so much for the love that you showed the women in my previous video. It's great that we are a community that supports each other. It allowed those women to see that they are not alone in this experience, and you really kick-started a conversation that was so relatable to all of us, and I appreciate you for that. So let's get into my transitioning experience, which I feel is such a distant memory because it was like 5 years ago. But with each new person that I talk to about natural hair, I'm reminded of what a liberating yet frustrating experience it can be. I'm gonna share a couple of tips, but I want you to know that it's okay if you include these tips into your routine one by one. You don't have to do everything at once. That's why we transition in the first place. Going slow is better than not going at all, and we rather want to go slow and be consistent than do everything at once and then burn out. Avoid all expectation except that you're welcoming change. Yes, you're changing your hairstyle, but it's more of a mind shift. So if you don't expect anything else but that you are changing your hairstyle and that you're changing your lifestyle, you won't be disappointed. Ever since I can remember, my hair was straightened as a child. I didn't know what to expect. Like, I didn't know what my hair was going to look like. And even though I did have an inclination to think, oh, maybe my hair is going to look like that, maybe my hair is going to look like that, but I didn't bank on what my hair could look like because I knew I'm different. My genetic makeup is different. I come from a family of diverse people, so I'm not going to look like everyone else out there. And while we are on the topic of mind shift, patience is also a big one. For someone who up until 2020 wasn't a fan of the slow life, I have to say that patience wasn't one of my strong suits. Even when I was transitioning, when I big chopped, I was so frustrated one night because I was seeing two different hair textures and it was difficult to manage. I went into the bathroom and I just chopped off the chemically treated ends because I wanted those ends to be gone ASAP. And it was such a liberating and wonderful experience for me because I felt free. When I decided to big chop, first of all, I didn't know what to expect, but I also knew that straight hair was the most acceptable thing within my family, within my friend group, within advertising, everywhere basically. So it was going to be something that I had to get used to, and my thinking going into this process was basically, okay, so I know what my hair looks like while it's straight. I want to see if I can accept myself with a different hair type regardless of what the hair type looks like. And if I don't like it, if I can't accept it, then I'll just go back to straightening my hair. Don't become a product junkie. That's my next point. In the first week, it was very difficult because first of all, I also didn't know how to style my hair. I was using a lot of different kind of products that I didn't know was going to work for my hair. I ended up with lots of products that were half used, and I'm hoping that you don't go through that same phase. And then once I realized that my hair could look a certain way, I wanted to speed up the process because back when I transitioned and back when I big chopped, my hair care routine was taking like an hour, or like wash day, and then I still had to style my hair. And because I thought I had to do like a wash and go every day, it took me quite a while in the mornings, and then I would leave home with my hair wet and it would just be frustrating. My friend would hug me and I would pat him on the back because I wouldn't want to wet his shoulder. It would be embarrassing. Then I wouldn't want to go out. My friends would have to plan events with me in advance, because I need to figure out if I can do my hair this day, it's gonna start looking good by the next day, things like that. It was really frustrating, but throughout the years I picked up some tips, and now I'm managing my hair better. My actual wash day routine now takes about 30 minutes. The longest process for me is washing and conditioning my hair. Then I just apply my styling products and I'm done. I air dry my hair. Because it's also quarantine, I'm home right now. It's winter, but I'm not really going out. I still air dry my hair. Another thing is that you get tips from people who have your hair type. If you follow me on Instagram, if you follow me on whichever platform, and you don't have my hair type, thank you so much for the follow. I'm hoping that you're here because you like my personality. A lot of the information that I share might be useful to you, but when it comes down to the product use, you must still also do your research. Even if we have the same hair type, there are so many products on the market today. Thankfully, we have lots of options to choose from. So my job on this channel right now is to share as many products that work for my hair type. So if you do have my hair type, this is an advantage for you, because I test the products and I see whether it works for my hair, and then you don't have to go and buy the product to see whether it would work for you. Also, don't compare yourself to others. Please don't do that, because you're gonna set yourself up for disappointment. It's like you're running on a never-ending treadmill at that point. But it's good to have a benchmark. Like I said, if you're following somebody that has a similar hair type to you, you know that, okay, cool, this person got to that point by using these products. That's amazing. With that, I want to share a story, because I read this book by Shonda Rhimes and it's called The Year of Yes. And in the story, I'm paraphrasing, but in the story, she said that she wanted her hair to look like Whitney Houston's. So she bought hairsprays and she tried to style her hair in the way that Whitney would style her hair in her shows or whatever it was. And she just couldn't perfect the style. So she went to the salon and she said to the stylist years later, please can you make my hair like Whitney's? And the stylist said to her, you know Whitney wore a wig, right? And she genuinely didn't know that Whitney wore a wig. Meanwhile, Whitney didn't even have her own hair styled the way that her hair was styled, because it wasn't her own hair. That's the kind of rabbit hole you can fall into when you first of all don't have the right information. You haven't like really done the research yourself. When you follow someone that doesn't really have your hair type, and when you use products just based on reputation alone. If you want to avoid becoming a product junkie, if you want to avoid the disappointment of not having your hair look like the way that you envision for it to look, the best thing to do, I don't know why I'm putting up 3 fingers, but the best thing to do is to do your research. Find someone that has a similar hair type to you. Don't create expectations. Don't have any expectations other than you are changing your hairstyle. But the hairstyle change is a small part of it, because this is a mind shift. This is you changing who you are. One of the women that I spoke to this week said to me, she feels like she is being reborn. And I was like, yes, that's exactly what's happening, because you're learning so much more about yourself that you didn't know before. For those of you who have my hair type, type 4 hair, yay! When I was transitioning, there was a couple of products that I really loved. I started using Lush and I loved it. I always used Tresemme even before I went natural. There's diversity in the range and their products just really resonate with my hair. So Tresemme is still like in my hair care box. Auntie Jackie's Curl La La, I use Cantu curl cream. I discovered in England. I was so impressed by it, and those 2 curl creams were really just my favorite before I discovered flaxseed hair gel. Also Dr. Miracles, wow, they have a peppermint shampoo. Well, I don't know if it's a peppermint shampoo, I forget, because I haven't used it in a while, but the shampoo has like a minty scent to it, and it has like a tingling sensation that actually for some reason made my hair, after I shampooed, like it defined my curls more. So that's something you can definitely look into. That was one of my faves when I started my natural hair journey, and I probably would still use it today. Now I switch up my hair care products from time to time. You know that I obviously review different hair products. If you want to go and check my wash day routine videos, I also have a link to that in the description. The ranges that I use recently and absolutely love is in all. They have an Afro vegan range. My natural hair, yes, the strengthening oil. I've been using that since what years now? I've probably been using that since 2017. Twisted Sister also has a really nice leave-in conditioner. Oh, also masks. It's not like a month-to-month basis for me. I do it with my wash day routine. I'm always adding a treatment or mask to my wash day routine. So if I'm not doing like a rice water treatment or a DIY mask, then I will use a store-bought mask. Retail masks that I actually love is Every Strand. Wow. I discovered this by being gifted a sachet. I can't remember where I got the sachet from, but I really loved it. I also love the Authentic Beauty Concept Hydrating Mask. Oh, my hair smells so good. It feels soft. It just has that sheen. And then also the John Frieda Detox Mask. It's also a vegan product. All of the products that I use is cruelty free. And that's about it. If you do like this video, give me a thumbs up because that lets YouTube know that this video is worth watching and it will allow more people to see the video. And then subscribe to my channel so that you're notified when I upload new videos. And I will see you in my next one.